We're going?
I think so.
Okay. Hey guys, it is Megan up at Camp Sunshine. Got Sean behind the camera. He doesn't have a drink, so he may not be in the complete frame of mind for this. But we are back because this is the canning machine. I have a couple of other videos. I can't remember what I've posted and what I haven't. But I had an unboxing of it. I was very, very excited because this is my next step into, Sean hates the word sustainability, but me diminishing my anxiety over food, because I don't really trust a lot of the food that's out there. And so if I can make my own food from scratch always, it will give me a big peace of mind. So canning is something that I have been watching on the socials and trying to learn. And we did have a friend and then her mother-in-law, right? So it was both, both swore by this. They ended up both buying two. Now I think in fairness, they do a lot of hunting. So they've got elk and bear, and then they do a lot of fishing. So, and I think they do a lot of just the canning of the meats. And we don't have access to that right now, but if we did, I'd be totally into getting a second one and doing that shit. So the first one we bought, did not work. To the point I was on the customer service. This is a Carey. They were very, very nice. We ordered it through Amazon. Turns out through the serial number, they traced it, and it's actually the one we had was quite old. It was a couple years old. So whether it was just in a warehouse at Amazon for that many years, I don't know, but we got one that did not work, and they had me run it through the process a couple of times, and it kept failing. So they had me snip the cord, sent me a new one. In the meantime, everything I had made thinking I was going to begin canning either had to be consumed or went bad. So I've made a new stock, new batch of my chicken bone broth, and we're going to give it a whirl with, I guess, our first attempt at canning, right? Okay, so I am going to try to do this from memory. Sean has just rewatched the videos. It's been a couple of weeks. This is a perfect example of something. I did it more than once, so I did it a couple of times, but something I definitely would not remember anything about in my past life with my brain damage and the pharmaceuticals. And I am constantly trying to test my brain's ability. So we're going to see how much I remember, but he's here. The brains behind this is behind the camera. So 2 cups of water. They apparently
8 cups.
8 cups. This is 4 cups, so I was going to say 2 of these. Thank you for catching that. In the initial recipe book, it says 4 cups, but they have subsequently amended that and said 8. So I meant to say 2 of these, and these are 4 cups each. Another important thing, a rule of thumb, is if you have something that is warm or hot that you are canning, the water you're putting in here is warm or hot. If you have something that's coming straight out of the fridge or cold, so you do like for like so that you don't risk cracking the jars, right? Okay, so next, I don't think this is hot, very hot. It is warm, so here is my lovely stock that I made yesterday. There we go. And you buy one of these on Amazon. It's supposed to make you not make a mess. They apparently don't know me because I definitely have the ability of making a mess. Okay, so here we go, people. Anything to say, dear? You're mesmerized. I should have made you a drink. You'd have all sorts of stuff to say. I'm excited. I'm really hoping this is something. So as I'm dumping, I can talk a little bit more. That makes you laugh. I don't know why that makes you laugh.
I was going to say, oh yes, you can.
Shut the fuck up. So what am I going to can? Broths are something for sure that I am going to can because I use them in recipes all the time, but I also drink them on the regular, and I make them weekly, but it would be very nice if I miss a week to have a backup. And what I'm hoping is each week when I make my batch, I can take some aside and continue to grow on my canning supply. Because, you know, you see those cool ass people with those shelves and shelves of stock and goods and shit that and you know, that is self-sufficiency. Is sufficient okay? Self-sufficiency?
Mm-hmm.
Not sustainability, right?
So you're filming these like an inch from the top.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and talk about that. But as he said, about an inch headway from that last lip. And so I am anticipating doing both my chicken and my bone broth, beef bone broth, yeah. And if I ever get access to fish again, if we get a big fishing boat or if we get invited out on somebody else's boat, I will definitely do fish bone broth as well, because there's all sorts of nutrients in that. But I will also, Sean makes a wonderful chili, and so I will definitely can some of that. My hamburger soup that I have a recipe already on the YouTube channel will definitely be in there. I make a really good tortilla soup. So the key is going to be you cannot can recipes that have either dairy or coconut milk. And there's something to do, I don't, acidic level or something, but you can't. So that rules out a couple of my favorite recipes, like my coconut chicken curry soup. But as I've read, what I can do is, just make it without the coconut. And then when I am reheating it, just pour in the coconut. And so that may work well. And then I'll be looking for other recipes. I want things that are easy peasy for us to pop open and have for dinner, because right now it's a great example. We were out and about. We have a hard time getting out of the door really early. And so the day goes by and we get home and it's already 5:45 and I'm trying to make dinner frantically. And it always has to be from scratch. So if we can have things on the shelf that I can just pop open. I also have dreams of making enough that Sean can just start taking some of those to for lunch, because I make him a decent sized healthy lunch every day. No more just sandwiches. That's what we started out with. Okay, so now my biggest question is where that's my coconut oil. What you need is white vinegar. I mean, what I need, not what you need. Okay.
Right there on the ground, isn't it? Oh, back.
Oh, yes. I knew I had it out from the last time. So, and you need a clean towel or rag. Although this doesn't look clean, I promise you it is clean. That's the story of our lives around here. And what you're going to do, now that you've filled up your jars with, as Sean pointed out, 1-inch headspace on each of them, is you're going to just lightly douse this in vinegar and then just rub the tops of the jar, the lid, and that is to ensure that they get a nice clean seal and that there's nothing in the way as far as food or bacteria that could potentially contaminate your soon-to-be shelf-safe food. It's kind of cool to think that I'm not going to have to put this in the fridge or the freezer.
So I'm guessing, do you know why they have you do it an inch from the top?
Let's say air pressure, isn't it?
But usually when you fill...
Was this a pipe fitter thing?
Well, I don't know. Usually when you fill something like a propane tank or your gas can, they fill 80%.
Yeah.
Because as things heat up, they expand.
Yeah, pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
So I trained anew.
I'm guessing.
Okay, and then you're going to put the lids on, and just to hand tight. You're not like cranking it down. And one of the things that I have learned with all of this video watching that I've done is, fun fact, these rings are not intended to stay on the jar. Once you have them on the shelves, you have taken these rings off and you reuse these rings. You do not reuse the lids, because the lids are vacuumed, as Sean was just talking about, and when you go to pop them up, you are going to be inevitably damaging the thin lid edge, and then it no longer will seal tight. Now you could probably use the old ones if it's not really damaged. I know some people say they do reuse, but I would use them to put something in the fridge for a couple of days, like as a storage. So I probably won't throw them out per se. These are fucking hot. Much hotter than I thought. I'm wondering if my water is going to be hot enough.
So Jeff and I did a little research on the way home from work.
Oh, Jesus, on what? I have to
about
go find
canning.
my clippers. What? Okay. Oh, what did you learn?
So, trying to understand the process a little more.
Yeah.
When you put it in the canner at 200 so it's a pressure canner. So when you heat at 240 degrees, you kill any kind of bacteria or bad stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's why it has to get pressures, because you can raise the pressure, you can raise the temperature.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
And so I'm sure this thing's probably heating till...
So that's why you have a second valve for the high altitude.
Yeah.
What was that pop? Okay, so as you can see, if you want to come around, Mr. Zoom Man, this machine is fitted to take 4 quart jars. And I think maybe 5 pints?
Yeah, but...
5 pints? Mm-hmm. Okay. And so now I'm going to close the lid. Again, now I'm going into memory part. Mm-hmm. There's something about this. I need it to be open right now.
Yes, exhaust.
See how it says exhaust? And just so you know, it will drop down when it's airtight and just lift up. But
there's a little green or red. If you're at high altitudes, they give you a green.
Thank you, over here.
Yeah. Because at higher altitudes, I think it says above 1,000 feet.
Too bad I really like the green. It would be a nice pop of color.
No.
Right?
So at higher altitudes, pressure is different. So
yeah. Okay, so I have done that. Now, I'm going to go high. Mm-hmm. Oh, loud. Remember that about this. Yeah. And then I'm going to go time. And we said it's 90 minutes, right? For the quart.
Yes.
Okay, so, wow, that's loud.
Hold it down a little further.
Okay, 90 minutes. And then you just hit start, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to go through this process. Mm-hmm. And then it is going to go to, this is where you're going to have to remind me, is it E and a number, like E10?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is you're going to start venting after that little red nozzle. It's going to vent, and then there's going to be E10 on your screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and it counts down.
Yeah.
And when it gets to E0, it will beep. And at that point in time, you are going to come back up here and you are going to change the vent to airtight. Mm-hmm. Now, this is where, and then this will cycle back to your 90 minutes and it will begin the countdown of your process. Mm-hmm. Where ours happened was it went to the E10, made its way down to the E0, beeped, but never stopped beeping. It never went to the time, and you just heard how loud this was. And so this thing just screamed at me and so I called customer service and they said they wanted me to try it again, but to let it beep. And to let it beep for at least 15 minutes. I had to go outside because it was giving me so much anxiety. They were hoping that it was going to click itself into recycle or something. That didn't happen. So as I said, I called them. I had to cut the cord of my old one and send them a picture of it. And they promptly sent me a new one. So I am really, really hoping that when we get to the E10, it is going to do exactly what they said it was going to do. And that we will have our first 4 cans. Mm-hmm. Now we just have to find those shelves. Get on Facebook Marketplace.
And then it says, when it's done, the timer,
Then you have to let it cool off.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of pressure, and it won't let you open that lid. And don't.
Yeah, you can't force it. I mean, and you will hear it unlock. Some people even say that even after it unlocks, I mean, it's still going to have heat.
Yeah, it's still going to be
because it retains the warmth, and so some people just let it sit for a number of hours
overnight.
Again, because it's shelf safe now. It's not as if you have to worry about leaving your food out, and so leaving it for many hours is
all right.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it, and we will definitely do a follow-up once this all happens, and we'll let you know if it works. God, I'm really hoping it does. Mm-hmm. I get myself so excited, and then and then these tongs, I mentioned these. We got these along with this. Super, super helpful. Notice it's on the rubber side. This is the handle. It's plastic, and you may have seen me use these to get them out. You certainly want to use them to get them out if you do not wait, overnight to let it cool down. It's the oven, if you're wondering.
Mm-hmm. Just wondering what that was.
It's dinner. Remember, dinner's going to be at 8:30. We're being sophisticated here at Camp Sunshine tonight. So those are two things other than this that I bought in preparation for this. Now you can do canning in a large pot, similar to something like that up there. But again, our friend Tanya had said she used to can, and she said there's a lot with timer and pressure. I've watched videos. Some people say there is, some people say there aren't. But if this is really a set and go and it does it, I'm going to be happy.
Canning made easy.
Yeah, we'll see. So, and it does other things. It does slow cooking and pressure cooking and stuff, but I'll have to learn about that. So, it's one chip at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.